Hey, welcome to Balance 519, the Godcast with Big G, aka Crypto G from Blue Collar Crypto. But on this channel, it's more of my therapy for my faith journey because not everything is as it seems when you're living in this world. I'm sure you guys see, all those memes and videos of what Instagram looks like and then what reality is and whatever. So it's kind of like that. I do my other channel because, I love what I do and I'm trying to help as many people as I can. But in saying that, it's not an easy road. It's tough. It's tough with everything you go through. And I talked about this before, and it was, people say they have faith and they believe, yet they still let anxiety and worry get the best of them. You can't have both. If you're going to have full faith, then you should have nothing to worry about. And that's the tough part, being human, being who we are. Trying to separate flesh and our spirit and our soul. Your soul is who you are. Like, it doesn't, it's just tough to explain, but if you see it, if you get it, then it'll make sense. Like, your soul of who you are is what's controlling the body you're in and feeling what you're feeling. Because you got to think about it, regardless on what I see through my eyes, still might be different than what everyone else is seeing through theirs. And who's to say that those people, are actually there because you're just seeing what you choose to see. Like, no one else can see what you see through your eyes and feel what you feel, smell what you smell. So regardless on what agreement you come to that this is our dog Carl, what Laura might see through her eyes and what I see through my eyes might be something totally different, but we both associate what we see through our eyes as this is our Frenchie Carl. Does that make sense? So that your soul, it doesn't matter what vessel you're in, because that's the part that is connected to God. Like, you're connected. You gotta think of this. If you're okay, I heard this somewhere. This isn't mine, but a tree, a fish, and us. So a tree belongs in the forest, in the soil. Fish belongs in the ocean. If we pull and we belong to God. If we pull the tree out of the soil, it dies. If we pull the fish out of the water, it dies. And then if we pull ourselves away from the Lord, from God, then we die as well. We're connected. We're part of Him. We're part of the Creator. So if you try to live away from the Creator, then things aren't going to be as good as if you were. And if you can know and understand and believe that there is a Creator that created everything that you see, feel, touch, taste, all created by Him. Because if you're like, oh, but this person did it, well, who created that person? Who created that idea? The ideas and the moments you get in your mind are The ones that are steered towards striving for something great, those are messages. Those are opportunities for you to see what you can do with it. People go through so many things and think, oh, I had this idea of doing da 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 da, and no one's thought of that. Maybe someone else, but around you, everyone's like, oh, that's a great idea, but we don't act on them, because it's scary. We don't know where to start. We don't know this. Well, every inventor didn't know either. They just went through it. Like my podcast, my YouTube channel, building a course. I didn't know any of that. I was a fighter and a bodybuilder. I owned a gym. I didn't know anything about computers or platforms, crypto, all of that. I had to learn. I had to figure it out. I didn't have a choice. But people get scared to start. And that's what life is all about. Because you only get those ideas and those affirmations from God. Yeah, that's like, I heard this too. That's God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. So that idea you have, to, inspire people, do good in the world, even to make money, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours. So you work at it. Like, how did you think of that? No one else thinks of it. Everyone has their own thoughts, their own choices, their own will, their own free will. So, you get an idea. Do you cultivate it, or do you get scared? That's because then the devil, the negative, I don't know what you want to call it, but that gets in your head and just tells you so many ways that you can't do it. And I hate to say game, but that's the game you go through. That's the struggle. And there's a difference, because you got to also remember that the devil tempts you. God doesn't tempt you. God tests you. And we go through tests all the time, and we hate it. I hate it. It sucks. Because when it first happens, you don't understand. You don't understand why. Why? It's always why, right? That's always what you're asking. Why? But, you have to get tested. Like, if you're going to be the best you can be, you need to be tested. It's got to be hard. You got to battle through something. You got to go through something. How are you going to find out how strong you are mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually if you're not tested? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, would you go to a doctor that never passed the test? Would you go fly in a plane with a pilot that didn't pass his test? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. So the Lord wants to give you abundance and a life that you deserve and will love, and the one you want, the one that you deserve, like the one that you wish for. But you have to be ready to accept it and live it. So tests you go through. The big dream for these pilots were to become one, to finally get their pilot's license. So tests in school they did. Hours they did in a plane. Like, they went through all that to finally get that. And that's what we're doing. There's something you want. If there's an ask that you've had, you can get it. It's yours. It's already been in the process, because, while you wait, God works. When his voice is quiet, we're guaranteed that his hands are busy. So we're tested all the time, and we're tempted all the time. Just be aware, so you know what's what. You just kind of think that you have a choice. So let's say today, it's a beautiful day outside. It's going to be really hot here where I am. But there's, things that need to get done, in the next little bit. There's deadlines that we're trying to hit with my other company, before Canada Day, before July 1st. There's, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff, but that's where you lose things. You lose your day in your thoughts. Your thoughts are dangerous. Your thoughts are the ones that can talk you right out of your own happiness of the day. And if you just collect days of talking your way out of unhappiness, that's how you become depressed. That's how people can't find a way out. So you can't start your day that way. You can't. You can't start your day with the worries of things that aren't for today. They have their own. They'll have their own issues. You just leave it. You live for today. What can you do today? Well, if there's nothing you can do today for those so-called worries that you might not even have to deal with in the future, then enjoy the day you have. If it's nice out, go outside. How many nice days are you going to have? And then all of a sudden, those things you thought you were supposed to worry about ended up being nothing. All worked out, they always end up working out some beautiful way. And then when you finally thought it was okay and safe mentally to go outside, it's raining. No, you got to take it for the day. And I'm not saying I do it, follow what I do. No, I have a hard time doing that too. I have to mentally remember that not to overload my thoughts with things I can't control. You can't control the events that happen in your life. You can only control how you react to them. So react well. All right. This is Big G for Balance 519. God bless everybody. I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.